Hey everybody, welcome back to Cam Talk Stocks. I'm Cam. So today we're going to go over some electric vehicle plays. It's going to be a two-parter. So the first one, we're basically going to focus on more international Chinese companies. So in order, we're going to go Li, XPEV, NIO, KNDI, CBAT, and Tesla, just because I think Tesla is an anomaly from American and international. So let's get into it right away. So first we're going to start with Li, ticker LI. So here's weekly 3-year chart. They only go back to July 2020. So not too long ago. So blue lines horizontal from the low to the high. The red from the all-time high to this low on December 28th. And so this is what a chart looks like for me, usually on the daily. And I think I drew these orange lines right here as this is forming a wedge. So so prices moved up, came down, pulled back. Now we're in a consolidation phase here, and I think eventually, especially in the next couple of weeks, these other electric vehicle stocks are going to make a move. Like CCIV has been in the news. I'll talk about that stock in the next video, but the move is coming soon. And a lot of these companies have earnings. So like Li has earnings on February 25th. KNDI, CBAT have them on Monday the 22nd, and then Nio, XPEV have them the beginning of March. So moves are about to happen, right? So we're coiling in here. We're getting a lot tighter. Volume is still kind of flat. Definitely far lower than this extreme move high, right? So 300 million a week down to 80 million a week. So quite a big reduction. So if we go down to the daily, we can look at it here, right? Even more coiling. The moving averages, right, the 50, 22, and the 9 are all consolidating right here in this $31 area. So I think a move is going to be made soon. If we go all the way into the 1 hour chart, right, so the 200's here. So I think we might get a move higher here. I'd expect it more to break this top resistance line than the bottom, but a move could happen farther out along the ways. And I can pull up a volume profile here, but I think that's just too much to show on this chart with everything else. But Li does have a ton of volume above at this like $33, $34 area. So to get a move higher, we will need a ton of volume to go up higher soon. But that volume could come. And then next will be XPEV. So chart is very, very, very similar. They're obviously competitors in China. And Chinese market's going to be huge in the next coming years. But kind of here more to this consolidation range. Oh, we're on the daily right now. Let's go to the weekly though. I'd say it's looking more kind of bearish here in the last couple of weeks, as we're sitting below the 9 moving average. We do have this 78 and 50 right here in this mid $45 area, right? But we have this huge red bar, right? So big selling bar, but it's actually on low volume, which can fake people out. Right? Because if you see a big like engulfing candle bar, right? So like even here, so if you watch the moves up, right, as we're moving higher, increasing volume, right? 273, 350, 208, 275. So big volume on this move up, and then the big bar down, so 208. But here you get a big red bar. So this is what, 60 to 47. So that's a 20% move in that one bar on low volume of 80 million shares. So we could just be consolidating in this zone and looking to make a move higher, as is a fake out if you do some volume price analysis, but we'll have to see. So if we go back to daily, right, so we're here underneath these moving averages. So we could be looking to coil right here at this 45 and move up, or we could fail, right, because everything in stocks is based on probabilities, nothing's a certainty. Could fail, look to go down to this $39 areas, and XPEV had this earnings March 8th, so it'll look to move in sympathy on the others, but if there's any weakness, it'll fade out long term. So then Nio, right? So Nio is kind of the favorite over in China with their plays. So I should open the weekly first. You see here, so chart begins 2018, $1.19 low, 66.99 high, and then I drew the lines actually on the daily chart, so they'll line up a little bit better. But we're kind of in this upward 45-degree angle, trend higher. It's made a massive move just this last year, 2 to 66. So close to 33 times their money. And this last week's been pretty bearish on low volume, but we could look to find support in this $58 range in here. A lot of consolidation, a lot of volume built up right in the zone. Also have a previous high here, so it could look to build off this and move higher. And you have this support line, one touch, two touch, dip through, and then market makers didn't like it, pulled back high, kind of low volume, and sent the stock higher. So I'd look for this to curl up in this $50 range, and then look for it to make a move higher. And then we'll go to KNDI. So this chart actually has way more lines than the others. So honestly, this is probably like a chart that I usually look at like daily, in terms of just the amount of lines and stuff on it. So actually, I think let's go back to the monthly. So 10-year all the way back to 2011. So the high $22.68 lows. So long term 2014 to 2020 consolidation, sell off down here, and then obviously we're getting the spike in the recent months. So we'll go back to the weekly. Probably should have gone to the monthly first. But nah, this is it right here. A lot of consolidation. But so we built off this 217 lows, and then skyrocketed higher on this massive volume. Right, the week before, you had 3 million in volume. The next week, 225 million in volume. So just unreal amounts, and then this huge cupping action. So cups, pulls back to the moving average. Got this hammer bar right here on low volume, sends it back higher, and then we pulled back, and we're still respecting the moving averages. And then we do have this line of support right here. One touch, two touch, maybe call that three touch, four touch, five touch. So we are respecting this line and moving higher on the weekly. And if we go to the daily here, we're respecting this moving average here in the 9, but it have been kind of weaker here the last couple days, right? So the last 2 days closed on a doji with low volume. So looking for some news on this here, but we do have earnings on it next Monday, so I would expect maybe a possible run up here on sympathy plays. And then we'll go to CBAT, which is a battery company, but still very much in the electric vehicle market. I have to go all the way back to quarterly on this. So high back in 2006, so 15 years ago, 1378 pulls back to 23 cents, and then as you can see, the last 3 quarters, just popped off. So from 60 cents to 375 up to 11, and then just curling higher. So this last quarter opened, the beginning of the year, you say kind of respected that 4.7 there on the 200 moving average. If you go back to the monthly, we'll see it here. It's still with the Fibonacci's here. Pulled back to this 38 from the 23 to the 11.4. Pulled back to this 38, touched it, pulled higher, and then we've been consolidating between the 61 and 50 here in the last couple months. Go look at the weekly, and you see where we're coiling, respecting this 9. Trading both sides of the 9, and then now we're on top of the 9 right here at the 61.50. So we could look to move higher this next week. Maybe test this 8.6, test this $9 level in the next week, and then long term look higher as it's got earnings on not tomorrow, Monday, but the next Monday, to make a move significantly higher. So we'll see if this $7 area holds, and we can move up to this 869 and a quick move this week. And then lastly, we'll go to Tesla. So Tesla, go back to the monthly. You can see, obviously split adjusted that they did in the summer, but $4 to $900, massive range, just straight up all of 2020. But even if you look at these fibs, right, so consolidation around the 50, consolidation around the 78, you wouldn't have been able to predict that, beforehand. But if you did something like this, where, you got high there, pull the 4.3, right, those lines kind of look like similar areas of consolidation, especially this 809 area. So we got to close below, close high, close above on the monthly. But if you go back into the week, this green one, so another good way to do it, these fibs too, is you go to the high, the swing high, the swing low, right? So you had this previous high, go to take its next lowest pullback, the lowest pullback to the right of it and go to the new high, and then you get a range here, and you can see that we're expecting the 78.6 level, and haven't tested this 9 on the weekly. And then we can go check out the daily. You know, the last week's kind of been selling off, got a little doji underneath the 22, so I would expect this honestly to pull back maybe down into this 50 moving average, really test the 78, see if it hits at 778 level, 775, maybe a little bit lower in the future, and then look for the move higher after that. So that's going to be part 1 of this video. I'm just trying to make it a little bit sooner, still 10 minutes, maybe a little too long, got to talk faster or reduce some stuff down, do less stocks. So let me know if you like more concentrated, can't speak. If you like more concentrated videos, let me know. And if you got something out of this, I hope you did. And if you did, hit me up with a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.